Eminem Goes to Jail, Part 1.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Ghost in the Podcast, the most menacing podcast on all of the internet. And yes, we are back.
We are
Tatiana,
currently putting
Alex.
Eminem on trial for
Yes,
biphobia.
I'm currently on trial. The Ghost in the Podcast himself is on trial here. This is
For
the
biphobia.
next part of our analysis of the second part of the second season of Data Life. And here we're gonna talk more serious. We're gonna talk more generally about the things of Data Life, what this season is, what it represents. There are gonna be some hot takes, really hot takes. I hope Lilith has some amazing takes. And
Not the
this
rest
is
of us.
probably
He hopes the rest of us have lukewarm takes because we disagree with him. He always hopes our takes are shit.
and I
Oh
do
my
genuinely. Yes, Alex is very angry. Just for the record, audience, Alex is very cross with me. I don't know why. We're gonna get to it. So there is a lot of salt. Me personally, there's just a lot of rage in me for Data Live, and honestly, this could just be me screaming for 40 minutes straight. But that's not what it's going to be. That would
You
not
might
be
want to skip
a good
over to the next
contract.
episode of our
Yeah.
review.
No, it's fine. It's fine. That's not what it's going to be.
Strike
Oh, okay.
show no mercy.
Right. So I would think that it's probably good for Lilith, being our guest here tonight, to give her first impressions first, to say what she thinks about this season and what are her takes, and then we can keep going.
You know, I'm not sure if the author sat down and was like, I'm going to make this a diverse season. I'm going to include other kinds of people. But I do know this. I know that the author really
Go.
the author really likes to ogle at pretty girls. That the author is fascinated with the concept of being a pretty girl. Hence the forceful feminization of the protagonist. And that
You know what? This will come up again in season 3, so.
and this author's continual struggle to accept to reconcile his attraction to the feminine form while also being ashamed for being a pervert, while also kind of liking the idea of being a pretty girl. Is,
I feel you might be projecting a bit there, but okay.
he there's so much here, okay? There is a lot to work with. And that they have attempted to turn this weird combination of fetishes into an illusion of progressivism, of enlightenment. By knowing nothing, by knowing jack and shit, they can declare that they are a progressive and accepting, enlightened person because they acknowledge that weirdos exist. And of course, by weirdos, we mean queer people of any kind. But he tolerates their existence, despite the fact that, as we all know, they're just a bunch of filthy perverts.
Obviously.
But is that the highest, Yuri,
Mhm.
the highest perversity? So,
And of course, it's worth noting that this author only tolerates the existence of the us queer folks as long as we can be sold as hot anime girls to sweaty otaku.
well, no, it's projection, because this whole show is about how ashamed he is of his own lust. And so by saying, oh, those Yuris, the highest perversity. But you know what? Even though they're crazy perverts, we have to accept the les in our life. We got to be nice and allow the queer people to exist. Those filthy perverts. And of course, what that saying is, well, I may be a pervert, but they're a crazier pervert. And by accepting them, I'm demanding everyone look at me, my incredible horniness, which pervades every single line of written dialogue, and accept me. My horny is okay. Okay, guys, my horny is okay.
Whew, that is a sizzling take. That is.
I think I disagree with your take. Projection, okay.
I don't like to guess
I'm
about...
more interested in yelling at Eminem for his take than yelling at you for your take.
I don't know about I don't like to well, what's the word? Hypothesize.
Psychoanalyze?
Yeah, psychoanalyze about people's own identity. The only people I think it's okay for them to do it is there is this I believe transphobic person that based on the way you walk or like your fingers, they think that you are trans, uh, and what they do is like
Yeah, the transvestigators.
yeah, the transinvestigators, like they say
Oh my God.
Obama is trans and also Michelle Obama.
Also, Michelle Obama is trans.
Yeah,
Yes.
all the Hollywood actors are trans,
Yes.
and
Oh my
um,
God.
Love that conspiracy rabbit hole. It's
Yeah.
just so amazing. That's like in the eyes of these people, literally everybody is secretly trans. Which
Did
like
you know?
I honestly-
Yeah.
Did you all know the idol of masculinity of Keanu Reeves is actually trans?
yeah, no, he's
Which
one
is-
of the main people they say is trans.
Yes, which is so ironic given the Matrix and what it represents and what it is. It's just it's mwah. And it's just completely unironic and completely accidental. These people don't even understand any of it, but somehow they manage to land exactly there. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
all the most powerful and influential people in this world, including the Illuminati and the secret aliens, are trans. So yeah,
You know, when the aliens actually change their person's they give them a sex change the moment they're born.
yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
Also, just a reminder, please do
what
subscribe
if
and ring the bell.
what if everybody was trans except for trans people? We were just going.
Jesus. Actually, this is actually a very interesting topic of discussion because a lot of people in that specific conspiracy rabbit hole space, when asked about specifically trans people, always say that they're absolutely not trans and identify their gender incorrectly. It's amazing. It's amazing. It really seems that only cis people to these people are secretly trans, and trans people just like
Wait.
are not. It's
Wait,
no,
but like,
literally.
are trans women actually just women, or are they trans?
depends
if you're a
on
guy
the
with a funny gait, you must be a girl. But
Because-
if you are dressed as a girl and changed
Yes.
your ID and had surgery, no.
yes.
Come on.
Then
that's
no. You're actually a man. Yes.
What?
It's not crazy. Yes, I shit you
on.
not. It's not
We-
crazy.
we-
It's like
we-
Keanu Reeves is totally secretly a woman. He's totally secretly a woman. He's not a man. He's a secret woman. But a trans woman, like ContraPoint, no, that's a man. I shit you
we
not.
were so close. We were so close to like turning like
can't.
their
You can't.
transphobia just turning around into being like an
Oh, you
allyship.
can't. Yeah, you
Like-
can't do a accidental allyship with them. They're too far gone.
Well, that goes into the actual theme of the show is what does it mean to hashtag respect women? What does it mean to hashtag stare respectfully? Hashtag. Right? Because this show is obsessed with the idea of hashtag staring respectfully. Yes, I'm collecting my anime girl harem, but I'm so nice to them. I'm so good to them. I don't even want to commodify them. I mean,
Honestly, I'm pretty sure reading the book, I think this is like some existential hell for him, where he's just like, no, I have to lose
Okay,
the girls, or else
Alex.
the planet will explode.
What me and Lilith are doing is we're trying to invite you to step outside of the fiction of the characters and think about the broader trends and what the author is doing and why they're doing the thing that they are doing. That's what
but
we're
my whole
asking you to
but
do.
my
So,
job
like,
is look. Yeah, but no one else is gonna look at stuff from an in-universe perspective.
You're right.
This is my job.
You are the Vaatividya of shitty media. You don't talk about the broader aspect of it. You just talk about the lore. Yes. Okay.
yes. No, listen, there can't be girl space marines. Why? Because the Lord says they can't.
Yes.
Did Dark Souls
That's the
3
reason.
did Dark Souls 3 retcon a lot of stuff in Dark Souls 1, or we're just not thinking about it right enough?
Honestly, I think you guys are all disgusting, and what you all do is you hate storytelling, and you hate the idea of lore.
You can say that. I like Data Life.
I'm sorry. Titania is good at like storytelling, but the rest of you, disgusting.
Yeah.
I like how Alex, in his zeal, managed to also shit on his one ally in this specific conversation. It happened the second time. This is the second time this happened.
Yeah.
Okay,
Titania, for the record, Titania's cool. Everyone else here is lame, and I wouldn't mind if you set them on fire, audience.
Yeah.
Lilith,
Alex, you don't know this, but he's like Rick from Rick and Morty, because he included himself in that, because he said everyone else but me should be burned. So yeah.
uh-huh.
Lilith,
Yeah.
do you want to
I'm
say
immortal,
something?
so it doesn't matter if I'm burned.
No,
Well,
it doesn't matter, but whatever.
I feel like
I'm
I
not gonna
can
tell
stand
you.
horny pretty well. After all, I have tasted both tacos and burritos. Okay, I'm tasting the rainbow. I'm going full Skittles here.
Mhm.
So I feel like
Is that a sex metaphor?
I get
I
it.
don't get it.
Yes.
This show is weirdly not horny enough in the ways that you would want it to be.
Absolutely, I absolutely agree.
I don't know
But
what you're
why is
talking.
this one of the most popular harem shows? I think the only harem show more
Because-
popular than this
Alex,
is High School
Alex.
DxD.
I don't know. I don't
accused you
know.
of having
I
a
think
fetish
no.
for
High
being
school.
nice to girls.
High
You
school.
accept that?
I don't
Sorry.
know.
What? Wait. I lost.
I want to
I
say no, but I think I would just to be a Quaternion.
I lost that
Like,
point.
if I'm like, oh my gosh, Alex, all you want is you get off at the idea of being nice to women.
But kind of an asshole. Like I don't know. Lots of the girls I picked up is by me telling them they're dumb, and for some reason they're like, "Hey, will you be my master?" This is a real
that's
thing.
little
Just
too much
have
meta
people-
context. Or just is. I would say that is kind of the central thesis of the show. Almost is like, I want to be told that I'm nice to women. That is the fetish. That is the appeal.
And
That
are
is
you
the-
kink shaming? And are you kink shaming now? Are you kink
That's the
shaming that?
question. Let's talk about
I think that's a perfect reading of data life. That yes, it is porn about being nice to women,
Nice.
or having a nice man be nice to you.
Nice to you.
Yeah, no, and that is what's interesting, because that's why I was saying, like, the real conversation is, what does it mean to dare respectfully? Hashtag. How do you hashtag respect women?
Yeah,
Because we're
also,
talking about how offended we are about how disrespectful this show is to women in many ways, even though that the fetish is to respect women, and thinks it is, and is getting satisfied off of it.
Yep.
I will say I lost my train of thought. Never mind.
No, that's a good take, Lilith. I'm not going to yell at you for it. I'll
Yeah,
let the
no,
take
yeah.
Eminem has, which I have to yell at.
Yeah. I just.
I do-
yeah. I remember now. I agree with you that, like, yes, I think that's a perfect reading, and also I would say that a lot of shows nowadays get away from that and are actually about just being awful to women. Or maybe my brain is just poisoned, I don't know. Like
We have
Well,
to
I mean,
discuss where this
okay,
is good or bad.
any of the latest like harem anime are about people that are not nice to women. Like
I don't know. Girlfriend, that guy is very nice. He is overly nice.
maybe I'm just so fucked up. A lot of the isekai, a lot of the anime I've seen come out has been about dudes not being nice to women and actually being quite bad to them.
No,
so-
fairness, lots of girls are into that. Like, it's not-
Well, yeah, of course. I'm just saying it's refreshing to me, and
That is
actually,
show about a guy being nice.
yeah.
By the way, can we? I still. We at some point we have to talk about the hypothetical harem talk. We need to talk about this harem talk that happened at some point.
Oh yes, we do.
But that's probably season 3 talk.
It should have happened on screen.
Yes, it absolutely
It
should have
wouldn't-
happened on screen.
That should have been one of the OVAs. Just that one talk.
It's just gonna be glossed. It just is completely glossed over. It's not even mentioned, and it will never be thoroughly explained and explored like many aspects of data life. It will just be left dangling there, forever, not picked up as a eternal fruit that just exists there, like the tree of like the fruit of eternal life. It will just never be picked up. And the reason for that, and I need to stress this because this sort of ties into everything that I specifically hate about this show, and the reason why I personally consider this to be the worst anime show and the worst piece of media I have seen in my life, as opposed to Redo Over Here, which is the worst anime show I have not seen in my life. The reason for that is that, uh, specifically in this season, we are presented with this new character, the girl who is Miku. And she is a lesbian. And not only that, she's a lesbian that is a lesbian because she had a very nasty experience with abuse with her male partner in the past.
Okay.
All of this already sucks. All of this already is terrible because we have all the tropes just right here. We have a predatory lesbian. We already have the infantilization of lesbians, which anime loves to do. I did a video about it for Weeb Revolution. Check it out. It's about Yurikuma Arashi, and it's great. So we have infantilization.
You know,
of
Kalami's
lesbians.
gonna kill us for connecting
what?
this
For
podcast so much.
Promoting the Weeb Revolution, whatever. We have infantilization of lesbians. We have the showing of lesbians as predatory and as inherently malicious, and this idea that lesbians are just evil creatures that prey on women unless they stop doing that at some point in their life and turn to a masculine relationship and start dating men. And the worst part about this is that we have all of that. And the only reason we have that, the only reason we have Miku as this lesbian character in the first place, and the only reason we have Shido cross-dressing as a woman to seduce lesbian girl Miku, is because the author reached a point, like the end point of inspiration for this show, very quickly, incredibly quickly, and just went, I already have a tsundere here on the show in the form of Kotori. I already actually I have two tsunderes, one Kotori, one Yuzuru. I already have a Herbo in the form of Toka. I already have a small lolly child character in the form of Yoshinon. I already have the real sister and the not real sister. I already have everything. So what more girls can I put in here? And then a light bulb just sort of shot above his head, and he went, of course, I can put a lesbian here. Because that satisfies a fetish I have not explored yet. And by God, am I gonna sell this to the sweaty otaku. That's the reasoning. Miku exists because the author wanted to titillate his sweaty otaku viewers with a lesbian character. That's why she exists. That's why she's a lesbian. That's why she does what she does, and that's why she is treated the way she is treated. She's a glorified plot device to sell this male fantasy. And that's why I absolutely hate Data Live.
Okay, let's just say this is psychoanalysis talk. This is we are doing the thing we mock people for doing and just talk about people without knowing them personally, and this is time to do that. And whatever we say is not really like applicable to the real world. We may be totally wrong, but it is fun to do, so let's just do it. Because I think I will go a step further and say the author of Data Live just wanted to get his rocks off and find a way to do it in a way that has compelling story elements. And he also, like, he saw that, oh yes, to have my lesbian in my harem, like, I can't, and I don't want to be considered a homophobe, so let me include this progressive about, hey, it's okay to be gay and everything. And I do think he thinks being gay is fine. Like, when did Dead Alive come out, Alex, by the way?
Like early 2010s.
Yeah, which is like,
Keep in mind, this is Japan's political climate, not America's.
even then it's like, but yeah, of course this is not in like to, oh, you're a human being, like you respect people's identity and sexuality. Like, good job, you're a human person, right? Like, whatever. Um, but like he is at baseline, and I think that's what happened, and he did do it for the fetish and stuff. Uh, I do think we need to recognize the audience also. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the Data Life outer, like, what do you expect, kind of, but I mean, just as something to watch, right? I think it's like Shiro is like a very nice character. As long as you're not watching the sub, I think the most problematic aspects go away. However,
As long as you're
there's
not reading the
still
sub, yeah. As long as you're just reading the book or the dub, because the dub is closer
Yeah.
to the book somehow.
but I would say that the dub still has problematic elements, like about
Yeah.
like I do not want to like what is it, discredit Lilith's position, because I do feel that, and there are other shows that have made me feel that way, and it's just that Data Life is not one of them, and I think it's a large part because it is so refreshing for me to watch a show that does not treat women like property, like, and the girls are actually like the strongest characters in Data Life, which is honestly not.
The main character at the height of his power can slightly annoy the enemy. Yeah.
Yeah, which is, it's not something I usually see. I'm not saying it's
I
good or
mean,
bad. I'm just saying
You
it
say
is.
that. I'm sorry, I have to butt in. You say
Yeah.
that, but at the end of the day, the character that gets the badass moment is without a fault every single time Shido, and the main villain, the main person that is supposed to be fighting, have the ideological conflict with our protagonist, is also a male character.
That is
So,
that is true. However, like, it's the way he goes about it that's different, because it's not like he doesn't beat the main villain by punching him really hard. It's by having like a relationship with somebody he loves, which I am like
Well, but no,
I am
actually,
stripping
no.
away a lot of stuff in Data Life. Like, for example, I can say, like, for example, the first scene of the first episode of the first season, I went back to watch it, and I don't like it because it's literally his little sister. And it's just like her butt on top of the main character's face, which I do not
pause
like.
for a
I think I said
I have
think
to
I said
disagree.
everything I have to say, and
Yeah, we might actually get
please.
to the Amazon reviews at this rate.
Yeah.
But I have to disagree with you here.
No, that's all. Hey, I like conflict, and what I
Okay.
like to
Conflict is good. How else do we know we're right if we don't have your bad takes?
Okay, Overwatch. What's the evil faction in Overwatch?
Sorry?
The evil faction in Overwatch. That's their.
Talon.
Yeah, Talon. Talon says that we need conflict to evolve, so that's why they are evil. Which is like.
Thank you.
Okay,
That's a
there's
very
all.
fascist-
I think
that's a
there's
very fascist
already
way of
enough
looking at it.
enough. There's already enough conflict in the world. You don't
Okay.
need to make.
Okay, good. Then let's not introduce more conflict. But I still want to touch
Oh,
on one
yeah,
subject.
I just wanted to
You
say
said-
I am glad we are friends and we can talk about it like nicely
Sure.
and in good faith.
I don't want to
I don't believe in
necessarily-
niceness or good faithness.
Look, I don't want to necessarily bring conflict into this, but I still want to. I want to put the second season of Data Live to rest. I want to put this beast to rest. I want to finally slay this dragon. I would not be able to slay this dragon unless I actually air all the grievances they have with it. The way I did it with Redo of the Healers. So I do want to do it. One thing that I want to also mention, therefore, while trying not to create a conflict here,
You can create a
want-
conflict. We already said it's good.
I want to touch on what you said about psychoanalyzing the author and that being a thing that we probably like that's a pitfall in itself, because you can psychoanalyze somebody in many ways, and that creates a lot of opportunities for projection, and that's inherently suspect. Okay,
In my honest experience, psychoanalyzation is 99% of the time just projection.
okay, and I understand. and I understand.
I can I respond to that? I wouldn't say it's projection necessarily, but and it can sometimes be right or wrong. There is something I can say with 99% confidence in is that we probably will never know.
Well, can I? I feel like.
But
this
there
is
is,
my fault.
I do
wanna
think,
read
I do
out-
think there is value in psychoanalysis. I just,
I do not
mhm.
need to do a single bit of psychoanalysis. What I am
Right.
talking about, all this stuff about the author and so forth, is
Right.
to clarify. I'm saying that there are certain ideas and emotions which have been put into the work itself, and no matter how rich and deep and complex the actual author is, they have chosen to pack a essentially like a what is an artificial person called again? The fucking like fate they call them. Like a
What?
golem.
Android?
No, not android.
A
A
doll?
homunculus.
Homunculus, yes.
A
An artificial
homunculus
human being. Yeah.
created out of the emotions and feelings and ideas that have been put into the work, like a ghost in the podcast.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
It does create a kind of a.
That's it. That's the end episode right there.
I have to, no, come on, we have to applaud Lilith. Like,
Yep.
we have to, come on, everyone.
But you managed. Congratulations, you managed to bring it
Can,
on.
can you cut it? Can you cut to the Family Guy clip of him saying they said the line?
Can you please never leave us again, because this is golden. You're making it.
No,
work.
of course. There's no way. No, of course, she's gonna disappear for like, and then she's gonna show up in the last episode of like season 3 again.
That's a possibility. I mean, but that's what makes your Prince worth. But please continue. So
But you all know you never
Yes.
remember all the show before this is your first time.
And even if they are like whoever the author actually is, that is what I'm talking about when I'm really talking about the authors. I'm talking about that specific, probably the more accurate term would be the narrator. Is the narrator that's been created from all the emotions and shit that has been put into the work itself, without any extra information. And I think within the work itself, there is this incredible crisis of horniness. And here's the thing, I actually can't get as angry about it as our lovely ghost is, because there's something
You know,
like...
fairness, he is a dead body currently shoved inside a computer that's possessing it like an animatronic. This is all fact tie-in, game theory, make a video about us.
Alex,
please analyze it.
don't give away your secrets. Continue, Lilith.
There's something so insecure about the whole thing. So talk about my own sex life for just like half a second.
No, please.
Okay.
By all means.
Turn on, like the first real turn on I ever had for like the first guy I was ever with is when he complimented my I'm like a goth girl, so I wear a cameo every day. And he's like, "That's a nice cameo, not a necklace." Lots of people were like, "Oh, that's a pretty necklace," but he knew it was a cameo. He knew what I was wearing.
Okay, real
Oh
fast,
my
what
gosh.
is a cameo?
And you know what the
Wait, just
huge fucking turn-ons was when he knew how to undo my bra within seconds. Holy shit. He knew what he was fucking doing. Okay? Knowledge. There is no substitute for knowledge, boys and girls. Okay?
I mean, like, yeah, many of the girl, the girl who did ask me to be her master, did say she was turned on by my wellspring of knowledge. This is a true fucking story, by the way. She then joined the Amish.
Alex is very hot. I will try to like.
With intelligence, especially intelligence as like a discrete numbered score that the protagonist can score super high on. Oh my gosh, he's so knowledgeable, but he's not actually that smart. And so there's this deep fantasy of I can be nice to women, which says that to turn me on, you don't need to know what a cameo is. You don't need to know how to undo a bra. You just need to be the nicest. You can make up for your ignorance with kindness token. And that
Or being mean, I don't know, depending on the girl. You gotta be one or the other.
pathetic. Like this very infant, like this desire, this deep felt inadequacy, this deep felt fear of not being good enough because you don't know fucking shit about shit. And so
I mean, I've never felt that, so that's a good point, because I've never experienced this.
That I can't hate that. I can only look down on it and yet. Like
I've never
after
experienced that feeling before, because of course I know everything.
on the boy of listen, you dumb anime. You could satisfy me. You could turn me on. You could tell me a fun story. You could be my guy. But you are too immature and too insecure to do the growth. You can't be fucking worthy.
So what you're trying to say is that the friendship this anime speaks about stands no chances against your power.
None. No chance.
I hates arrow people. Confirmed.
Absolutely.
She finds arrow people. She's like, I want friendship, and she just beats them to death. She's like, no, I
Thank
want
you.
sex. She beats all aromantic people to death on the spot. Confirmed.
Thank you,
And,
Liz.
and the last thing she says to any of them is, your friendship can't get anything to work out.
Yes.
Exactly.
Thank you a lot, Lilith, because that was absolutely great. Just one thing that I wanted to point out in this is that this relates interestingly to me specifically, because famously I am a very big Toka stan on this show. I do like Toka.
Wait. I do have a question though. Lilith, you knew were attracted to men before that interaction, right?
Kinda. I don't know. I kind of play it by ear.
Okay.
I did it.
I guess that was the first time you were 100% sure you were attracted to men.
Oh yeah, that was the first time it was like, okay, listen, he was goth too. He was very pretty.
I have a much more embarrassing story compared to that one.
Okay.
Like I was watching Jessica Jones and Luke Cage appeared there, and there was a sex scene, and God, that man is just a god among men.
Okay, that is amazing. I love the. I think that the meme of like there are two wolves inside of you is perfect here, because like you have a Lilith who goes into this long like this man knew exactly what a cameo is, and he was super knowledgeable about it. He knew what he was doing, and Titania is just like here, Luke Cage body hot. Yeah, it's two wolves. It's great, and both of you are absolutely and perfectly valid.
Hey,
Look, tell sex stories. It would just be me telling you about all the girls I turned down.
Luke Cage was like a cameo if you think about it.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, I think that's the
At some
name
point
of the
in this
episode.
podcast,
That
I
is
should
the-
probably relate my own experience being a real life harem protagonist. I should probably relate that at some point in this podcast.
Yeah.
Probably get
Probably.
extra out of that.
By the way, Alex, like the way he speaks and talks about his life makes it sound not real, but it is real. Like he is like
I don't understand.
on that level.
Alex, why do you brag about it so much? If you're really that asexual, whatever, like, wouldn't you just not give a shit?
The answer is because I'm insecure, and I'm gonna hold on to the very few traits I have that society as a whole pulls as positive.
Oh my god.
Because all the things I care about, I don't know, I know I'm very high opinion of, but the few things society cares about, I'm like, okay, one of those.
You really are kind of like the protagonist in that you're like, "Ah, I don't want these women, but they all love me so much. And it's because, why is it? It's because you're so nice.
Jesus.
I mean, in all fairness, like, 1/3 of the stories of me being mean to people, and then somehow getting turned on to me. So, like,
we did establish that we want Alex to dub Shiro in the next Data Live dub.
Oh my god. Oh my
Yep.
god.
Come on,
Okay.
hey, can you give us a line, Alex?
Waka, why all these girls? Why won't this girl fall for me? Waka, waka, waka.
I'm so glad he remembered the waka waka waka.
Okay, not remember waka, waka, waka.
I'm gonna be absolutely honest with you. When Titania asked you to deliver the line, I was like, please say the waka waka, please just do that, and like, you did it. I was glorious. Thank you.
So yes, that's your answer, Lilith. Your answer, Lilith, is I don't know if you ever dealt with this. Self-esteem wise, what matters a lot with self-esteem is also what society says you should care about. Even if that's the you personally care about, your brain cares a lot about what society tells you your entire life growing up you should care about. Does it make sense?
I
I
don't know about that. Well, whatever.
Oh, well,
okay.
all right, okay.
I think when you have me or Lilith's identity, a lot of what society tells you, it's like you kind of like cannot, like, it is part of you and you do value it, but at the same time, like,
Well, as a cis person,
yeah,
that definitely affects me is what society tells me I should value. So like, hey, all these things I care about, I might be kind of crippled on, but the things society says I should be good at least I'm fucking good at that.
yeah.
Whoa.
I get that.
Okay, all right. So we
This is the most down to earth episode. Holy shit, we need to get things. This is not spicy enough.
yeah.
What the fuck is
Right,
all this fucking hard bullshit?
I was just going to bring it back on track a little bit, or at least attempts to. So Lilith talked about like the idea of this homunculus of an author, not the actual author that is being psychoanalyzed, but this homunculus that you would sort of read out of the pages or the scenes in the anime, and this sort of gives you that like shibboleth of feelings that you can hold on to. So that's what we are analyzing. And going off of that, I also wanted to completely avoid psychoanalyzing, even like no matter if we're trying to psychoanalyze the author or this homunculus of an author that exists. I wanted to stop here and talk about the cultural impact of data life and what that represents and why is it the way it is, because I think this is very important, because Alex likes to keep getting back to it, that like this is one of the most popular harem shows ever created, and it's one of the defining things in the medium. Like if you wanted
I
to
think
do
this
a
is
harem
only.
show,
I think the only harem series I know that's more popular than this is High School DxD.
right. If you wanted to do a harem show in 2022, what you should do, just according to how medium, like how art works, what you should do is look at Data Live and try to work out why was it so successful, and try to do what it did well. And not to leave this question open, I'm going to go ahead and say it out loud that I think that, like, regardless of the psychoanalyzing of the author, whether he actually did everything that he did to specifically titillate to sweaty otaku, I think that the reason this show is so popular and successful is that, whether because the author wanted it to or not, it firmly and straightforwardly titillates the sweaty otaku. It like just does all the fetishes that sweaty otaku want it to do. It satisfies a demand. It satisfies a demand for a low stakes male power fantasy that is absolutely horrendously inconsistent and contradictory in its messaging. Because
But why
Shido
don't
is
other? But
simultaneously,
why haven't other harems take off? Because they do the same thing.
but they did it. I think that it's a specific
Because
amalgamation of
Because
What?
they don't respect women.
they don't respect, yes, because they're not nice enough. I think it's a specific amalgamation of many aspects, but I do think that where Data Live is successful is in its streamlined approach. In the sense
Can
that,
I
like,
say something?
yes,
As Alex said, High School DxD is the most popular, and I would say, like, I think people took that protagonist from High School DxD to other TV shows instead of Shiro, because okay, just when you type in most popular harem and from across the web it says High School DxD, The World God Only Knows, and then it's Data Life. And
Oh, sorry. So Data Life is only number 3 on
Yeah.
like an entire genre.
Yeah.
Oh no.
no, I'm not saying you're wrong, Alex. I'm just I'm just
No,
pointing.
no, that proves my point. I feel validated now you looked it up and you got the actual numbers. Like, I only got the idea, but being the third most popular is a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal.
So,
I'm just saying.
no
I think
trope.
I think to answer Eminem, I think Data Life got less impact because people did what you said they would do. They looked at the most popular one, which is High School DxD, and I would say the High School DxD character is like the protagonist from there, from what I seen, the first 10 episodes, I think, it's more like actively perverted character. Like, and I think
Right.
So, fun
most
fact about High School DxD: the sequel series is literally about as many children because he has multiple kids with every single named female character in the entire series.
I mean, High School DxD is essentially anime version of Helltaker and is largely responsible for Helltaker's success. So I understand your point. Yeah.
I don't know about that, but anyway, I would say like they took more from him than Dead Alive because from what I've seen, and there are not a lot of. I guess maybe.
Okay, but look. Okay, but I don't
maybe
think.
it
I think you're missing.
influenced.
Look,
No,
I really think you're missing the point because I don't think that the protagonist, the harem guy, is necessarily as important to the net effect of a harem show as the actual girls in the harem are, and I think.
sure.
I think that's important here, and I do think that in that respect, I don't know. I've never seen High School DxD, but I'd wager they do things fairly similar. I do think I can only.
Nah, they do
imagine
quite
that they
things
have-
differently. I think the biggest difference High School DxD has over almost all of their harems is High School DxD is not scared of nudity.
Okay, but that might also explain
yeah.
its popularity.
Also, there's
just
It's not scared of nudity, and it's also not scared of implied sex.
Right,
Yeah,
under
my
I don't
theory.
think there's any one-to-one representation from what I remember.
The shows are honestly pretty different.
Yeah,
They're
there's no.
more or less like kind of opposites in the way you would address this
Yeah.
general idea.
Yeah, there is no Ria's Grammary. I guess. Oh, Kurumi could be the Ria's Grammary of high school.
No. High School DxD literally starts with a girl waking up naked in the main character's bed. Like,
Okay, but what's that? That's not what I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking
I
about
think Tanya is good,
personality. Like,
Yes, I know. And I think Alex is completely missing the point. That like the idea is that you have multiple girls in the harem, and all of them, every one of them satisfies as a specific fetish niche.
well, isn't that just all harems?
Yeah.
Yes, Alex, indeed.
Yeah, we're trying to talk about what makes these two shows special, opposed from of everything above it. What makes
I
these two
don't-
the big ones?
Right, Lilith. Yes.
Well, would you deny that the special fetish, the special appeal of this show would actually be ruined if Shiro got horny and railed some of the girls on screen? That would actually kill the magic of this show. Would you admit that?
it depends on how he did it. Because if he did it respectfully, I don't think it will. But if like Lilith said, the show
He
is
does it with a cloth with a hole in it. That's how
no.
he
Like, but like
it makes him wear burqas during sex.
he puts effort into it. You know what I mean. But like Lilith said, the show is about respective women. Like
Well,
Shiro,
that's
for it to be good, Shiro has to eat pussy. Is what I'm trying to say.
yes, exactly.
No, okay. This show is, that thing where aliens build a human zoo that they think is the nicest possible environment for a human, but because they know nothing about humanity, the zoo is actually really fucked up and we hate it. But they're like, we made the perfect place for you. This is the respecting women version of that.
Mhm.
I
This
mean,
is a horny man's idea of oh my gosh,
Yes.
I'm gonna do the most respectfully women thing ever. I'm gonna
Yes.
I mean, there are women in the fan base of the show.
yeah.
Although, ironically enough, I'm pretty sure there's much more women in the High School DxD fan base.
I don't probably. They're honest after.
Because honestly, I think that gets to an interesting point that I honestly think that it might show that to cis straight women, a guy who is interested in them on a very very base level of sexual attraction and just bodily attraction is more interesting and compelling than a milquetoast nice guy who is trying to show them tokens of kindness. I
Yeah,
think
that's
that
it.
might be the case.
That actually might be it, because I'm like, because here's the thing, I've seen a lot of girls in the high school DxD spaces. I've seen like 7 in the Data Live. Like, I can't keep count of the ones in the Data Live. I can't keep track of the high school DxD. So yeah, that might be a thing there.
Do you think this?
No,
Do you think the
guy
size of the
who's
fandom
way
is
more
also a thing?
attractive.
Wait, this is the. Say that again.
Well, a hot guy who's DTF is way a billion times more attractive. Of like,
What's
yeah,
DTF?
I'm hot. He's hot. Down to fuck, Alex.
Mhm.
Down to
What the fuck?
I am surprised.
Just
is
face
so
the
much more attractive than, like, again, like some fucking nerd who doesn't know how to unclip a bra, who's just like, oh wow, you're really pretty. How about I buy
very
you love?
nice.
Well,
You're
no,
like,
no, no,
okay.
like, yeah.
Whatever. Fuck. Jesus. I don't know. Maybe I'll step on you. No, gross. I feel gross for even thinking that. Stay away from me.
I do
Wait
not
a
want my
second, no,
feet
but
to be
that-
soiled by your man hand. Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god!
I refuse. I refuse these generalizations. I think no matter what, people can find people that they want, whether they're awkward or not. Like,
Well, but we have to look for generalizations here because we're trying to discern the pattern here. So we're trying to look for generalizations and make generalizations like this because otherwise there is no pattern here that we can latch onto and explain, or at least attempt to explain, why is Data Live popular. And I absolutely agree with Lilith here. I think we managed to find a
Okay.
middle ground that I think we all agree on, actually, which is that, yes, this is a power fantasy for a nice guy that is really respectful to women. And
Yes.
in the
So
process of being extremely respectful to women, this series managed to stumble upon absolute depths of transphobia, homophobia, and even maybe arguable racism.
like I don't
Depending
know.
on how you interpret that last
I
episode.
don't know. That was too short for me to like count it. I mean, if it's in the book, it says it has to be a black guy, it has to be male, and for some reason like there's something problematic, then yeah, maybe. But like,
I was more actually alluding to the way Scarlet Licorice called Mana Oriental, but sure, the black
Oh,
was
yeah,
okay
but that's
as
a
well.
bad guy. But that's a bad guy being racist.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Okay, yeah, sure, fair.
Right.
Are you gonna say Jago Chain is racist because there's slavery in it now?
No, right? Yeah, but that's why I specifically said that racism is absolutely arguable. Racism is the most arguable part of the problematic stuff with Data Live.
Is all the people being racist throughout all Data Life are all, DMN, the bad guys?
Right. But it absolutely does transphobia and homophobia, and it does it completely accidentally in the process of trying to be a fantasy for nice guys. And
But
that's
also trying to be pro gay rights. It tried to be pro gay rights so hard it became homophobic.
I think
No,
honestly, I think we managed. We genuinely managed
The
to
sub
find.
is definitely homophobic. That's
Yes, absolutely. I just want to say that I think we managed to. This was done in the 2010s, so I do believe that we managed to stumble upon one of the bedrock animes that formed that young generation of shitlords and who would later on become incels and lone wolves. Because that's the kind of media that they would unironically consume, and they would spend the next 5 years of their lives in
Okay.
very formative time of their lives, wondering why the fuck isn't this working and why the fuck isn't this reality,
okay. Those are
and
Why
that
are
ferments
women-
amazing amounts of rage.
those are
Why
strong.
are women
Okay, I
slot
would just
machines
I would
that
just say
feed kindness tokens into until the sex falls out?
I would
Yep.
just say those are strong words, and I would remind
I don't feel like
everyone.
alienating our entire fan base.
Yeah, like
I don't think we have
I can see myself enjoying Data Life and not being a lone wolf if one of
Yeah,
us.
same here.
I'm
Like,
not
I
saying,
enjoyed
like-
Data Life the first time I watched
like I
it.
said, obviously I'm not saying that everybody can, and do remember that we are watching this from a very different perspective, and we are watching this with a lot of hindsight because we are watching this in 2022. We are not watching this as 15-year-old boys in 2010. I think that's a big difference. I think that's a big difference. If I was a 15-year-old boy watching this in 2010, I would take incel shit out of that. I'm being completely honest because I was a 15-year-old, well, not 15, but thereabouts, 15-year-old boy, a teenage boy in 2010. And for a brief
What-
moment of my life,
what-
I was a complete shitlord that thankfully turned out to be a functioning communist, but I could have ended way worse.
Oh,
That's how it
absolutely.
comes out. But wait, you're a communist? How can that be? We've been funded by PragerU this whole time. Do you remember that kind of
Betrayal!
Okay.
So that's where we reveal.
Okay, but
betrayal? Betrayal me!
I was also like very shitty when I was younger, but like what incel shit is in data life? Like maybe
Yeah.
that can help you make your argument.
Well, it's all the thing that me and Lilith were already describing. It's like, yes, you can watch Data Live now, and you can be a different person and still enjoy aspects of Data Live, but to be its core demographic, the kind of person that this is targeted at and is, serving as the bulk demographic that enjoys it and pays for this shit, it requires you to have some incredibly toxic ideas about how relationships work, about how women in general work, and it requires you to have this idea that the world of relationships, male and female relationships, works on the basis of kindness tokens, where you being the nice guy feed these kindness tokens in and sex comes out.
I completely
Our main character
disagree.
does run away from sex. When people are like, "Do you want to have sex with
Like-
me?" and he's like, "No," and he runs away,
But-
jumps out
but
windows.
that's the thing.
I will.
That's the thing, Alex, you do
Okay.
not understand, like-
Can let's talk about origami. And I think that kind of disproves it because Shiro, like origami. There is no reason why origami likes Shiro aside from like before before the story begins. Origami likes Shiro anyway.
I mean, there's kind of explanation given in season 3.
Okay, but
Look,
like
I need to- I need to
from the
explain
first
this.
episode, Shiro asks her, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" And she says yes.
Look,
and
I need to explain. Yes, but he's doing this unwittingly. I need to explain this to you for. And
I
don't
love
want to-
speaking into your.
I don't.
I don't want. I don't want this to come off as me like mansplaining this or like trying to do
Okay.
it that way.
Okay.
I just want to offer my experience as a person who used to be a horny teenage boy, a nerdy teenage boy, maltreated, who almost became a very very. Fashy, nasty person, managed to bounce back. But I want to explain this to you that for one thing, sex to a young teenage boy watching anime is both an extremely scary concept that they want to run away from, but it is also an incredibly exciting concept that they want to be submerged in. They want to a 15-year-old boy wants to keep it at arm's length and just like keep dipping his toes in to never get hurt by it, because women are scary. They're incredibly scary. So they want to never get hurt by it, but it also fascinates them. And at the same time, a 15-year-old boy really, 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 really wants a female, a woman, to take the first step, and they want her to be forward and straightforward, because they themselves are terrified of taking any initiative, because they again don't want to be seen as disrespectful towards women.
Bingo. Oh my god.
This is incredibly validating to me because I never experienced that in my life.
Right.
Yeah, I also never experienced this.
Oh no, I mean, okay then.
I think
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense that you guys didn't experience this, and I have, because I just am a cis man that happens to be bisexual.
Yeah.
So I get where that comes from. So I understand what that mindset is like, and I have to stress again, that is the core demographic of Data Life.
Yeah.
That's the people who Data Life was marketed to. Whether the author wanted it to be submerged in this incredibly toxic meta-narrative or not, that's what it is. And that is why Data Live is the worst piece of media I've ever seen.
I can see that, yeah. Like I personally don't see it just like Eminem's own experience with this. It's like, it's what you're saying is the reason you're judging Data Life so harsh is because of your own personal experience with and what you believe.
I
Like-
think so.
Yeah,
Largely, yes, because I think, like, looking back at it, I think that one thing that was unsaid during our lengthy discussions on the subject, especially with Alex, but I think what is worth saying is that when I try to get back to the person, the shitty person that I was when I was a teenage boy, and I'm thinking, what would I think about Miku, her whole thing of being a lesbian, and the notion of me being such a nice guy that I can turn this lesbian into loving me. And the shittiest part of it is that would be the hottest, most fascinating notion in the world.
Oh yeah.
And oh, holy shit, is that horrifying?
yeah.
Just thinking that's it, what it is, and that's what it is.
There is a very problematic like culture about turning like a lesbian or gay man like to the other side. Mostly
Also,
lesbians to
The
be attracted.
incel meme, like the meme template is quote, why do hot women, always want to date these dumb guys who treat them like shit? End
Yep.
quote. Implicitly, unlike me, who treats them so respectfully.
Yeah, or there was also this meme. Okay, I don't think it was incel. Maybe it was. I don't know. It is definitely very problematic. But like, a guy comes to a girl and she says, "I'm a lesbian," and the guy says, "Me too."
That's actually, I'm actually really offended by that.
Yeah, it is very offensive. I know, but it's.
I think I understand where it's coming from, and it's incredibly offensive.
I'm gonna cut this from the podcast.
But that sounds like some 2014 Sargon tier shit.
Yeah, I don't know where I
It
heard this.
absolutely is.
I-
It
I-
absolutely is.
I don't know where I heard that from. I don't know.
Just for the record, I want to remind everybody.
I'm sorry,
Yes,
Lilith.
back in around 2013, 2014, I used to watch Sargon of Akkad. I used to be a shit person. So, like, all of this, I get completely, and this is why I hate Data Live with a burning passion, because I get it, because I get what it's doing. I get the absolute quagmire of exploitation it willingly engages in, and I hate it.
Well, I think my job here is becoming this podcast is perpetually be the most charitable person with all media.
Sure.
Oh, are you being respectful to women, Alex?
No, I'm being respectful to abstract. I'm being respectful to the media. Women can suck it. No, people are humans, and humans suck. Machines, media is more like machines, and machines are perfect.
But machines definitely have a feminine aspect to them, no?
No, they have a mechanical.
Because in culture, especially in languages which have to forcefully gender everything, like French and Spanish and shit,
Yeah,
like,
I hate that.
the machine which is used to service men mostly have a distinctively feminine character. It's why the AI announcer lady is always a woman.
Yeah,
Unless they
I think.
make it
Yeah,
a man to try to desexualize it. But like
I was gonna.
conscious-
Yes. I think with an interesting side addendum to that, the Disney movie, Pixar movie, I think Wall-E with the little robot guy. I think it's very telling that the quote unquote male coded robot Wall-E is a disposable trash goblin that just collects trash, and the sort of like high service utility android is a female robot.
When
Because
did
one
Wally
of
come
them-
out?
I don't know. I don't remember. I would have to check.
We should title this episode Wally for some reason, and Wally in My Data Live should be the name of this episode.
In 2008, actually. So, 2008. So,
So we
the
could
same-
we could title this.
I think it should be called Shiro Respects Women.
That's title. Another title
All of
is
respect, women.
yeah. Another title is Data Life ripped off Wally.
Yeah. You understand that
No,
I'm gonna start. By the way, you understand.
Okay,
that-
okay. I want to go through this experiment. Is Wally immortal? Yes. Does Wally have a really strong girlfriend? Yes. Does
Yes.
that girlfriend want to try and kill Wally? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Does Wally need to... Does Wally turn off the power of the girlfriend momentarily until she gets it back?
Kind of, yes, actually, and is his influence actually making her stronger in the long run? Yes, absolutely. Does
Yeah.
he save the world in the process of doing so? Yes.
Yeah.
Data Live is just Wally. Yes,
Yeah.
we
Oh my
solved it.
god. We
Yeah.
did it.
Solved it again. I love us so much. I love the fact that
So here's
we
my
are-
premise. Daylight's not sexist at all. Daylight's actually just plagiarism of Wally.
Yes,
I used
it's
to
just
like Wally, and now because Eminem convinced me, I'm like I have this irrational resentment towards Wally.
Wally.
Fuck that little robot.
No.
Bring in respect. He's
No.